UN expert demands Christians comply with leftist ideology. United Nations expert advisor on sexual orientation has issued a report demanding that Christians comply with radical leftist ideology. In his report, UN expert Victor Mandrekel Balores expresses the idea that religious freedom is not incompatible with the LGBT ideology. However, a report from Washington Stand explains that compatibility comes only when faith standards are subservient to the sexual political agenda embraced by the LGBT organizations. Majril Borlos reported to the 53rd session of the UN Human Rights Council that religious freedom can be compatible with the LGBT agenda if Christians and other religious groups comply with the leftist ideology. Complying with Madrigal Borla's ideal of compatibility will be accomplishing through making long held religious beliefs and traditions subservient to the woke agenda, the Washington Stand notes. Pay attention to the voices and practices of inclusive communities can help shift narratives claiming that exercise of freedom of religion or belief is incompatible with the equal enjoyment of human rights by the uh, LGBT persons, Major Boros told the UN. This is why I agree with Africa and their harsh stance on um, the this type of alternative lifestyle, where you will get a 5 to 10 year prison sentence for practicing it, and all surgery is banned. This is why I agree with it. The report said he then, however, proceeded to propose blatant violations of religious freedom. Maduro Borges declared that the fix for religions that are incompatible with radical ideology is to have religious communities reinterpret their own doctrines to meet his preferences. According to Madhur Borla's, religious beliefs and traditions must be subservient to LGBT ideology and the UN agenda. In some cases, religious narratives have been deliberately used to justify violence and discrimination, often in defiance of the doctrine of those faiths, and also beyond the scope of the right freedom of belief and religion, he complained. The stand explained that adhering to Madrigal's Borlo's ideas would mean abandoning core religious beliefs. So now, if we hold to biblical truth, we are apparently in just misinterpreting our own doctrines, the outlet notes. He insinuates that religious believers who do not embrace the LGBT ideology are misinterpreting their own religion. Madre Bolas also cited concern about those who are interpreting religious doctrines that place homosexuality within the discourse of immorality and sin. He suggested that such comments about the LGBT lifestyle um, and sin can be considered hate speech or even incitement to violence. He lashed out as nations like Hungary have banned same sex duos for adopting children. Yes, they have to, because you have had current incidents of same sex duos molesting children, like they had in Georgia, in the United States, Georgia. They had that same sex couple molested and pimped out two adopted boys. And also happened in Australia, how the same sex couple adopted and harmed a child that was from Russia. And now Russia bans same sex duos for that reason. Magical Borlas continued, the concept of a natural order as the principle of human and social existence is also present in conservative doctrine. In what appears to be an attack on religious freedom, Magical Borlas reports blast exemptions for organizations such as foster care and adoption agencies that allow them to follow their biblical faith in their custody decisions. He charged the world with obligations to submit to the LGBT belief system. It is not permissible for individuals or groups to invoke religious liberty to perpetuate discrimination against lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, and intersex persons when it comes to the provisions of goods or services in the public sphere, Rajagro Borla's report said. He pointed to several cases in the U.S. where wedding vendors have declined demands to violate their faith by promoting same sex unions. Rajagro Borlas also insists that LGBT people must be allowed to participate in religious communities despite their exclusionary practices. Now he's bullying people. Okay, these are the same group of people that say uh, there should be love, there should be tolerance, but they are the most intolerant people. It shows you the spirit behind them, which is the devil. It is important for a UN expert to suggest that religious communities should change their beliefs and practices in order to benefit those who wish to violate religious tenets and still identify with a given faith, the stand argues. It's insane. This is insane. Okay. You tell that the spirit behind this man is the devil. Let me show you what this is very much uh, in resemblance to. Okay. All right. All right. Shishak, Midrach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we cannot carefully answer the matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flames of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down and bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Okay. So the reason why I'm reading this story, because this is what they're doing. Okay. They're demanding Christians to bow down to their idol. Okay. This man right here. Okay. Mr. Victor Madrigal Bortles is very much like Nebuchadnezzar, who is demanding Christians to bow down to the idol of the alphabet. Okay. Very much so. And very much this is what we're going to be facing. All right. Is getting to that point where Christians will be harmed, just like they are in third world countries, just like in countries like China, okay, and in Africa, parts of Africa, for not bowing down to the idols, okay, of the world, to the false gods of the Rainbow Mafia, the false gods of many other things. All right. Political affiliations. Okay. You even get heat for that when you refuse to bow down to either party. Okay. And people get mad at you. They'll threaten you with cutting you off from fellowship and family events, especially when you find out that both political parties are of the devil. People really get mad at you, especially fellow Christians who call themselves Christians. All right. And as Christians, we have to come to that point where we refuse to bow down to the idols of others, because if we can't do that, then we cannot refuse to bow to the mark of the beast when the Antichrist is revealed. And then that's when the real show happens. That's when you in the jungle. That is when it's really up in your face, when the devil is up in your face, and he will be in a person. Okay. All right. He will be in a person, and he will push you. He will say, you either take this mark or you're going to die. Now what? Okay. This is why Christians in other countries are so ahead of us spiritually when it comes to this faith, and willing to be okay with letting go of their lives. Coming from. Where's this coming from? Okay. All right. Like I said, man. Like I said, I think it's really the devil that's coming against me right now. Okay. So this is what it is, people. This is what it is. All right. The devil been playing this, and he's been treating it like it's the Super Bowl. And he's trying to drag as many souls as he can to hell. All right. That's what he's trying to do. He knows his time is short, and we have to get on the ball because it's not a game. We've been sleeping too long in the Western countries. In other countries where it's real, you got Christians that are standing up and laying down their lives. All right. That is basically it. Okay. Like I'll say it again. There is no pre-tribulation period to get us out of here. 7 years straight through. You endures to the end shall be saved.